Hello everyone, I welcome you all in today's video lecture. I hope that you all are doing fine, in good health and studying well. As you all must be aware, in the last video lecture, we had a discussion of a sort of introduction to the chapter in your syllabus, Memories of Childhood by two authors, namely Zitkala Sa and Bama. And we had also discussed the themes that we will find in these two autobiographical texts. As I had told you that these two texts are autobiographical, which means that they have been written by the writer's own experiences. So, these are the two texts that we are going to study today. Let's turn to page number 93. You can see that there is a long introduction given before the beginning of the main text of the chapter. It says, this unit presents autobiographical episodes from the lives of two women from marginalized communities who look back on their childhood and reflect on their relationship with the mainstream culture. The first account is by an American Indian woman born in the late 19th century. The second is by a contemporary Tamil Dalit writer. So we have already discussed this. The first author is Zitkala Sa, who was an American Indian woman, and the second author we'll be reading is a contemporary Indian Tamil Dalit writer named Bama. These two are the pen names of the writers, both Zitkala Sa and Bama. What is a pen name? A pen name is the name that a writer uses to publish their works, to become known to the public by that name. That is not their original name, okay? What is important to note is that both these authors have belonged to marginalized communities. We had discussed about this also in the last lecture. If you haven't seen the last lecture, please go back and see that lecture before you hear this lecture. In that case, you will be able to understand this better, okay? So, both these women belong to marginalized communities. What is marginalized? Marginalized comes from the word margin, which means that those communities, those minorities, which have been sidelined in some sort of manner. जैसा कि हम इंडिया में देखते हैं, there are the people who are considered as lower caste, untouchability की वजह से इंडिया में वैसे लोगों को साइडलाइन कर दिया जाता है. फॉर एग्जाम्पल द माइनॉरिटीज़, सबसे ज़्यादा जो माइनॉरिटी इंडिया में जिनको दबाया गया है, जिनको इनइक्वल राइट्स दिए गए हैं, वो है दलित कम्युनिटी. ओके, so the scheduled caste, the scheduled tribes, these dalits, and these are the marginalized communities in India. Similarly, in America, the American Indians, from which this writer belonged, to which this writer belongs, Zitkala Sa, that community was also marginalized by the dominant white Americans. Okay, so both these writers are from marginalized communities, and they have written in these texts their childhood experiences when they faced the clash with the mainstream. जब वो छोटी थी तो उनके साथ क्या एक्सपीरियंसेस हुए और उन एक्सपीरियंसेस के थ्रू उनको क्या रियलाइज़ हुआ कि उनकी कम्युनिटी के साथ नाइंसाफ़ी हो रही है. दे आर बीइंग नॉट गिवन इक्वल राइट्स, दे आर बीइंग ट्रीटेड लाइक इन ह्यूमन पीपल. ओके, सो उनको बहुत इन ह्यूमन तरीक़ों से ट्रीट किया जाता था. दे वर नॉट कंसिडर्ड ह्यूमन्स, एंड स्पेशली द दलित पीपल in India, they were not considered even humans. Okay, you will read their account. And in North America, the writer, this Zitkala Sa, she had to fight for rights of women and the rights of her own culture, of her own tribe. So, we will find the childhood experiences in these texts and the clash with the mainstream dominant culture in their respective countries. So both these writings are from different parts of the world, as I had told you. One is from America, somewhere in America, and the other is from India. So let's read further. Gertrude Simmons born in 1876, was an extremely talented and educated Native American woman who struggled and triumphed in a time when severe prejudice prevailed towards Native American culture and women. As a writer, she adopted the pen name Zitkalasa and in 1900 began publishing articles criticizing the Carlisle Indian School. Her works criticized dogma, and her life as a Native American woman was dedicated against the evils of oppression. So, Zitkala Sawa was originally named much before her marriage. When she was born, she was named as Gertrude Simmons Bonin, and she was born in 1876. And we have talked about all this in the last lecture. And she fought for the rights of Native American culture as well as for women, because उनके culture को भी sideline किया गया और women को भी हमेशा से oppress किया गया. And not only in this culture but in all cultures throughout the world, women were highly suppressed. Okay, so अब women के लिए भी rights होते हैं, women के लिए भी quota होता है, women के लिए भी हर जगह privileges होते हैं. Why? Because of the sufferings that they have faced from generation to generation. So, Zitkalasa worked for all these causes, okay, throughout her life. Now, Bama is the pen name of Tamil Dalit woman from a Roman Catholic family. She has published three main works: an autobiography Karukku 1992, a novel Sangati 1994, and a collection of short stories Kisumbukkaran 1996. The following excerpt has been taken from Karukku. Karukku means palmyra leaves which, with their serrated edges on both sides, are like double-edged swords. By a felicitous pun, the Tamil word Karukku, containing the word karu, embryo or seed, also means freshness, newness. So this was a description about the second author and her works, that is Bama. We have discussed about her works. She had written the works which you have to remember by their names, okay? And probably if you remember the years, that will be even better. So, the main text that we have to focus over here is Karukku, because it is from that text that this extract has been taken, which we are going to study. So, ये novel का एक part लेकर यहाँ पे दिया गया है जो हम पढ़ने वाले हैं. Okay, so the novel is named as Karukku, and Karukku का जो title है, that is, this word is very significant. Why? Because it means those leaves, those palmyra leaves, and these leaves, इनकी क्या खासियत है, that उनका जो shape है, that is like double-edged swords. Okay, so it gives that message that her work is a kind of a sword, it is a kind of rebellion, it is a kind of a protective shield for the Dalit community. Okay, so it is going to bring about a revolution. And also the word Karukku has this shorter word, that is Karu, and Karu word means embryo or seed. So embryo or seed is also very significant, where it means freshness, newness, एक नई शुरुआत. Okay, so this is what the novel signifies, that it had started talking about the cause of the Dalit community. इस novel को पढ़ने के बाद लोगों ने दलित community को और नज़दीक से देखा, and they started realizing कि उनके साथ क्या क्या inequalities हुए हैं from time to time, and so उनके लिए और equal rights डेवलप किए गए और इक्वल राइट्स उनको दिए गए. ओके, सो दिस वर्क वाज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. Okay, so now we will move to the text, the first text, and it is named as The Cutting of My Long Hair. The first day in the land of apples was a bitter cold one, for the snow still covered the ground and the trees were bare. A large bell rang for breakfast, its loud metallic voice crashing through the belfry overhead and into our sensitive ears. The annoying clatter of shoes on bare floors gave us no peace. The constant clash of harsh noises, with an undercurrent of many voices murmuring an unknown tongue, made a bedlam within which I was securely tied. Although my spirit tore itself in struggling for its lost freedom, all was useless. So, Zatkala Shah was taken to a white missionary school, as we had discussed in the last lecture. And when she was very small, she was taken over there with the promise of all the beautiful fields full of apples, education, and all that is good. Okay, so with many attractions, the children from these tribal communities were taken to these missionary schools. But when she finally arrived there, she realized that it was not at all pleasant. She had to face the extreme cold weather that she was not used to. There was the clang of bells and noises of students everywhere, and they spoke English, which was an unknown tongue to her. This made her more upset and unhappy there. She wanted to run away from there, but she had no choice of going back. The discipline was too strict in the school, and she wanted to go back on the first day itself. So you can imagine the entire atmosphere like that of a boarding school, where all the teachers and where everyone is very strict, and they all guide you with sticks and thrashing. Okay, so it is all the more irritating when you imagine that the people around were speaking an unknown language. So जब आपके आसपास सिर्फ ऐसे ही लोग होंगे जो कोई और लैंग्वेज बोल रहे हैं जो आपको बिल्कुल समझ नहीं आएगी, so how you will feel a kind of irritation, you will feel a kind of maybe fear. Okay, so this was what was there in the mind of this little girl, that is Zitkala Sa. A pale faced woman with white hair came up after us. We were placed in a line of girls who were marching into the dining room. These were Indian girls in stiff shoes and closely clinging dresses. The small girls wore sleeved aprons and shingled hair. As I walked noiselessly in my soft moccasins, I felt like sinking into the floor, for my blanket had been stripped from my shoulders. I looked hard at the Indian girls, who seemed not to care that they were even more immodestly dressed than I, in their tightly fitting clothes. So, um, you can see that she is describing her experience over there on the first day. Zitkalasa was a very little girl, and but she understood everything around her. Although she was little, she sensed everything around her. छोटे बच्चे जो होते हैं वो हर चीज़ों को ज़्यादा सेंस करते हैं, ज़्यादा ऑब्जर्व करते हैं. Okay, so the strict discipline which was being maintained over there by the teacher was constantly staring at this new girl, that is Zitkalasa, and all girls were afraid of her. The writer saw that the girls were immodestly dressed. Now, when you compare Indian dressing style with Western dressing styles, okay, so you will realize that Indians are more modest in their dressing sense. Okay, we dress more modestly, we cover up in a more better manner. Similarly, Zitkala Sa belonged to the tribe, this Native American culture, where women used to be very modestly dressed, and they used to have very long hairs. Okay, but when she arrived at this white school, she found that the girls had short hair, shingled hair, and they were immodestly dressed because of the white culture of the school. So the author did not like this at all, and what she says that when she was walking in those soft moccasins. What are moccasins? Moccasins are kind of shoes. So she was wearing those shoes which she had perhaps brought from home, and when she was walking over there, the shawl that she used to cover herself with had been removed, and so she felt very conscious about herself. So she had all these feelings right on the first day. Okay, I watched for the three young braves who came in our party. I spied them in the rear ranks, looking as uncomfortable as I felt. A small bell was tapped, and each of the pupils drew a chair from under the table. Supposing this act meant they were to be seated, I pulled out mine and at once slipped into it from one side. But when I turned my head, I saw that I was the only one seated, and all the rest at our table remained standing. Just as I began to rise, looking shyly around to see how chairs were to be used, a second bell was sounded, all were seated at last, and I had to crawl back into my chair again. So we see that there was extreme discipline even in standing up and sitting down in that English school, in that white school, and all actions were done according to bells. जब घंटी बजेगी तो आपको चेयर खींचना है, फिर घंटी बजेगी तो आपको उस पर बैठना है. Okay, so these actions, the new student, that is Zitkala Sa, she did not understand all this, that had to be done in this manner, and so she was very confused, and so she sat before everyone sat. All actions were done according to bells, and no one could sit or stand or eat without an order from the teachers or the people who maintained the discipline over there. So Zatkala Sa had a lot of confusion, and she was very much conscious about everything. I heard a man's voice at one end of the hall, and I looked around to see him. But all others hung their heads over their plates. As I glanced at the long chain of tables, I caught the eyes of a pale faced woman upon me. Immediately I dropped my eyes, wondering why I was so keenly watched by this strange woman. The man ceased his mutterings, and then a third bell was tapped. Every Everyone picked up his knife and fork and began eating. I began crying instead, for by this time I was afraid to venture anything more. So, after getting seated, there was a lecture, probably in English, by a man who was maybe the principal or someone of a higher authority, and he was giving this lecture. And because Itkala Saab couldn't understand anything, she was totally confused. She looked at the man who was giving a lecture, and then when she looked at him, she found that the old strict woman was looking at her. So she was again full of fear of the unknown. कि why is she staring at me all the time? Why this old woman is staring so strictly and in such an angry manner all the time at me? Okay, so Zatkala Sa was a little girl and she was full of fear. It was a completely new surrounding, and she did not understand or know how to behave on the first day. She then understood that the students were supposed to listen to the lecture with their heads down and not eat until the speech was over. So, even बैठने के बाद बच्चों को लेक्चर सुनना होता था, और उसके बाद जब बेल बजती थी, only then they would start eating. So this was the rule. And when Zitkala Sa realized all this, she was so afraid of that woman and the entire atmosphere of the school, that she started crying instead of eating. Okay, so this is where we stop today. We see that the white school was not at all pleasant a place for the little girl. वी सी जनरली कि जब छोटे छोटे बच्चे स्कूल जाते हैं तो टीचर्स बहुत फ्रेंडली होती है. ओके, दे ट्रीट द चिल्ड्रन विथ सो मच केयर, सो मच लव, एंड they guide them in every little thing. Okay, but this is not the case in that school. There the little children are treated like machines, they are treated like adults, they are treated as if they know everything. So this was really a tough time for this little girl. And it had everything that it had was strictness and extreme discipline and nothing else. And the writer felt completely out of place, a fish out of water, and she felt lonely over there. So we'll stop over here today. And as you can see, it is a very simple chapter. बहुत simple language है, बहुत simple meanings है, and it is a very easy reading. So I'll request you all to please read the chapter. It is also very short. Okay, so I hope that you all will come in the next lecture after reading this chapter, at least this part of the chapter. So hopefully we'll meet in the next lecture. Until then, take special care of yourselves. Thank you and see you.